Look, I didn't touch that. You didn't always do that. No, I'm not going to keep the fault to only me. I get to see people's comments. Is that you? Blessings. This is you. No. Blessings. Thanks for coming on. Highlight.
Or add followers.
Towards my main one.
She's home.
Oh, that's what she did come in. Mm-hmm. Blessings. Whomever that is, the two people that I see, they don't show me your name just yet. Thank you for joining us. Hope you stay for the conversation.
Well, say who you are. Say hi.
Oh, yeah. Let us know who you are. Don't be a stranger. Three people. It's not showing names. Not as yet. We got three on one side and one on this side. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're hoping that this is going to be a very productive conversation with us on tonight. My bestie doesn't really just be adamant about us needing to talk about something, so I know that it's in the air. And we hope to have a great conversation with you during our time of transparency. No lurking, just transparency. Perhaps you might want to join the conversation. I was looking to see if anybody responded to the inbox because I invited people to come on as a guest tonight. Let us hear your thoughts. They might fool us and come. We have had guests on before.
They will fool us. That topic alone.
That topic alone. How was everyone's day? Those of you that are already with us, how was your day? Inbox me said. We thought about this. Hope you're not going to experience this a lot tonight. Tonight we're going to talk about loyalty. And I can't wait to hear how my bestie starts off this conversation about loyalty. our internet chooses now. We've been having fine internet all the time. Says we're connected. So we would like, you know what? While we're waiting, trying to give a few others time to sign on, we thank the 6 of you who are already on. Tell us what you believe loyalty is, not the dictionary, not anything. What you believe loyalty is. Share with us. And someone uses the word loyalty. What does that mean to you? Because believe me, everybody has their own definitions. Who's going to tell us first? Let's see. Nobody has an opinion. Oh, that's scary. Nobody wants to tell us what they think loyalty is. Because it's different for different individuals.
Mm-hmm.
And then we flop between the words loyalty and allegiance.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see what everyone has to say on tonight. This is not the night we need everybody to be quiet. This is the night we need to hear what you have to say. Because in talking to individuals and listening to various complaints in the midst of relationships, whether they're friendship or not, everybody has their own perception of what loyalty means to them. And who are we to say that that's not it? Everybody has their own. All right, so you want to start?
So I chose this topic tonight because I pay attention to Facebook. I've been watching people, especially leaders and members, going back and forth with one another. And because you're not with me no more, I'm going to expose you or tell those deep, dark secrets that we shared when we was buddy and best of friends, and when we was running and hanging out together. And now because we're not friends no more, or we're not best friends, or we're not, you want to uncover me. But I was good enough for you to cover when we were together. And so I feel like just because you're no longer attached to a person, you should still have that same type of loyalty. Why would you try to destroy them because you're no longer with them? Or why would you try to taint or damage their name by what you know about them? Where was your loyalty? Like, I just don't feel like loyalty is in the church anymore. I don't feel like loyalty in friendships. Um, and like I said, when you leave somebody, a friendship, a relationship, or whatever, what happened to those that loyalty? It's just certain boundaries you just don't cross, even if you're with the person or not anymore. So that's why I wanted to talk about loyalty, because what happens when the person that you thought was supposed to be loyal is no longer loyalty anymore because they're mad at you, or because we have an argument, you want to air me out on Facebook, or you want to blow me up because we had a disagreement. What happens to the loyalty even when you mad? Me and you can have a heated, blown out, dragged out conversation. I'm not getting ready to get on the phone. You will never catch me on the phone gossiping about you to somebody else because I'm mad at you. That's a form of loyalty too. That's just, I don't know. These people take being mad a different type of way. Now, in our beginnings, I used to be that person. I used to be like, for real, you posting that on Facebook? But I had to learn that you were not like everybody else. So as time went on, and even if you post something, people be like, "Is you an apostle? Why we? Is you and your husband? Why? Why? Because I'm posting something." So loyalty runs deep, and not everybody has loyalty anymore, and it's just sad.
It really is. I'm still hoping that somebody would have told us, "Hey T, we're waiting for people to tell us their perception of loyalty. What does loyalty mean to you, Tanasia? Not from the dictionary. We getting to that part." but what does loyalty mean to you? What does it mean?
Um, you mentioned the word allegiance.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same as being loyal, or it runs deeper than being loyal.
It runs a little deeper. Tanasia, what's your definition of loyalty? And our 10 viewers between both pages, we want to hear what you think loyalty is. Everyone has their own perception, so there really is no wrong answer. Yes, we are going to talk about what the dictionary says, but we want to know what loyalty means to you, because sometimes it's totally different from what people are used to. Everyone has their own reasons for saying this is what I believe loyalty is. You know, and like you said, in life, you would hope that when you're sharing things with someone that it stays with them. Uh, I have things that I'm holding right now for people who don't give me the time of day right now, but I would never use that as a reason to expose what they've shared with me or to make them, look bad in any way, because they told me because they thought that I could be trusted. And so that's me. I'm not going to be telling you stuff, because if you
Right.
trusted me, I don't take that lightly. I think it's a privilege when somebody can trust you with, personal, or intimate details, or they come to you and they want to vent, because they feel like, I'm a good listener. I wouldn't be that person if I was to now expose what they said, or and then we don't want to take that time to make people feel bad about their feelings either, because you never know um, why a person feels this way. What happened to make you feel like this? We've been 15 years in friendship right now, and
Yeah.
you don't never see me going on Facebook talking about when we have our disagreements, because guess what? It's our disagreements. It's not ours and the world. Because I just believe that when you're on Facebook talking about your feelings and people know who you're talking about, at the time when you're ready to be peaceful or reconcile with that person, everybody on Facebook is still hearing the war,
Remember.
and they, oh, well, how you go back with that person? And then you're upset, but you invited them into the conversation because you put it on Facebook. Why put something on Facebook and then say, get out my business? Like, why? Tanasia says loyalty to her means uh, keeping one another's secrets, defending someone whether you're around them or not, and sticking up for each other.
Um, yeah,
That's all. Yeah.
I agree.
I think it that is a very good statement, Tanasia. And I think, hey, yo, the good bishop, long time no see. You remember him?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. The weather has been crazy for a reason. I now know why. I
I
now
bet.
know why. Oh my goodness. Tanasia, yes, loyalty does mean keeping one another's secrets and defending them. Because a lot of people, they'll defend you while everybody's around, but when you're not in the picture, can I count on that same kind? That was a good. That's good.
That was a
That's
post that I put up the other day.
uh-huh.
Can you defend me when you're not in my presence? Or do you sit around and let somebody talk about me? Because if anybody can say anything about me and they're in your presence, you're just as worse as them. Because you sat and you listened, you heard what they said. What did you say to defend my name?
What did you say?
What did you say to defend my name?
And so um I just, you got other people that say, "Oh well, I didn't say nothing. I just wanted to, stay long enough to hear what they had to say." The fact that you would stay long enough to hear somebody just talk about me like that, it raises some good questions about you, ma'am and sir. because if I got you, I got you. You're not coming to me talking to me about that person. And when I was younger, I did the same thing, and people used to call me a brown noser. I don't care what you call me, but if you're coming to talk to me and it's something that can simply be resolved by conversation, hey, let's go to this person together. You know what I'm saying? But just to go and spill your stuff, that's never been me. Has it always been on the other side? No, I can count the times that I've been betrayed, by what I thought was friendship or what I thought was loyalty or love, you know. And so why am I adamant about it now is because it devastates you. It causes a lot of stuff to happen to your self-esteem, and it causes other emotions to arise that may have been laying dormant from things that were done younger, even than that. And so I think that we just need to be more mindful of how we handle what people share with us. We look at it as just getting some tea. I know the tea. Y'all trying to figure it out, but I know because I talk to the source. No, it's not about the tea. It's about how much tea can you hold in your cup. Can you handle the overflow? That's what a saucer is for. That doesn't mean you go spilling everything you know.
And once it's spilled, you can't. All you can
You
do is
can't get it
wipe
back
it
up on the thing.
You
Right?
can't get it
Can't
back
even
up.
drink
You
it.
can't fill the cup back up.
Can't drink it because you got to wring out whatever you use to pick it up. Loyalty is being the same way no matter what, in front of your face, but most of all behind their back.
Most of all behind your back. And that's when people don't know how to be loyal, especially if they mad at you. Loyalty goes out the door. So that's why I chose this conversation, because people need to understand, I don't care if you dead and gone, you still owe that loyalty to me, because you might not be here to defend yourself no more, but I still don't want to mess up your name or mess up what was shared or what we had. Or some people just don't understand loyalty, and that's why I don't have a whole bunch of friends. I don't play family too close, because sometimes families is some of the worst ones. That they not loyal either. They the ones that kick you back in and don't want to see you prosper and don't want to see you go forward. They just as messy as the next.
Yes, and that's why some people say family is not always blood. Sometimes people that we meet as we go along life's journey turn out to be more family than our own. Um, they allow you to uh, expose your flaws without condemnation. A lot of times, and I don't think that it's always intentional, um, but after a while, it gets kind of hard to believe that it's not. But you want to be able to talk to somebody without them judging you from either what they know, or what they've seen, or what they thought they watched. And why do I say it like that? Because a lot of people see the end results of stuff that's going on, but they don't see what started. And so I think that you need to be careful about how you conversate about things that you heard when you come in at the end. You got to understand that by the time you get to the end of a thing, so many things have taken place. Some people add to the conversation, and some people omit parts of the conversation. And I just believe that the only way you're going to get the truth is to talk to the person directly.
Right.
I think that loyalty plays a big part in friendship, especially, and that's something that is earned over time.
Right.
For me, it was the opposite because my mom used to say, "Oh, you trust everybody," and I just was a firm believer that until somebody show you
Different.
differently, you just automatically do trust them. But I found out later on in life that that's just not the way it is for everybody. But I just, even with those who might be around me and have certain feelings about individuals, I don't let it I don't let that come on me. I'm not gonna be mad at somebody just because you're mad at somebody. Now, if you do something to harm my bestie, then why did you think I was gonna hang around? Because that's not what's
But
done.
why do people do that though?
But
What you just said, like, okay, so if I know that somebody hurt you, or they devastated you, or they did something to you, I'm not going to continue to be your friend. I don't care whether you was my friend or not. Because you hurt my bestie, I no longer want to have any dealings with you. That's a part of loyalty too, because I'm loyal to you till the end. Like, it doesn't matter what the situation is.
Okay, and there are some people who feel like that, and then there are those. Um, for me, like let's use our children. For me, my kids, they would have these friends that came over. Our house was the house where everybody was at. We always had somebody spending the night at the house, and then when my kids would get upset with those so-called friends, they couldn't understand why I was still talking to them. I was like, "Well, you had the argument with them, not me. I don't have to be mean to them. I'm not going to be go hanging with them at the mall." Knowing that y'all are no longer friends, but I'm not, because of who I am, I can't just not be friendly. You know what I'm saying? Hi, bye. I don't have to go to the mall. We don't have to eat dinner together. Um, but I'm not gonna know that you devastated my bestie, and now me and you get ready to hang out. But make it make sense. Like, why would I do that? Why would you even think, knowing? It'd be different if you ain't know, but knowing what you did to my bestie, you would come to me and now try to cause more confusion as far as I'm concerned, because you already know how my bestie gonna feel about that. So you're looking to cause friction in there because you had an issue. I don't want to be a part of your issue. I got enough of my own, and I'm always on the side of what's right, even if it means that whoever I love doesn't agree. But at the end of the day, I want what's right. I want what's right. And sometimes we have to be wrong in order for that to happen. And so not everybody is willing to go about it that way. Um, but loyalty, you know, versus allegiance. Allegiance is like, I pledge allegiance to the flag. It's like a vow, an allegiance is almost like the agreement you make at the altar when you get married. You know, loyalty is just like we're discussing now, the ability to um, be the same, whether you're in my face or behind my back, being able to be trusted with my information, be trusted with my flaws, um,
be naked before you, and
be trusted with my secrets,
yes.
you know, and just knowing that the first time we have an argument, you're not going to use that as an opportunity to try to hurt me while I'm down, because you already know that you and I, who are supposed to be so close, we're at odds. So now you're going to make it worse. You're going to go take the knife and just going to stick it in my face, not in my back. You're going to stick it in my face because you're giving out my personal information for the sole purpose of hurting me.
I just don't know where people, I don't think nobody could be more loyal. I'm not going to say more loyal than me, but that's just me. That's my personal feelings, because I feel like no matter what nobody do to me, I never uncover them. I never expose them. I just don't see, I don't like to hurt. So I'm not going to hurt nobody else. I don't see what good people get out of hurting people. Like, what good do you get out of that? My eyes is running.
That's a good question.
Like, what pleasure do you get out of making somebody bleed? I'm gonna cut you and watch you bleed and laugh while you bleed. Like, what?
That's just crazy. Um, I just see loyalty in a whole different light. Like, I'm not that old, so like, where are these other versions of loyalty at? Because I've seen people hop from one friend to the next, or from one individual to the next, bringing over to the next individual what happened with the previous individual, because you thinking it's going to prove, your now loyalty to this next person. And I think that loyalty is important. Loyalty, and versus betrayal could be very devastating. It does do something to your self-esteem. It does do something to your psyche to put everything that you have in the trust of someone else, only for them to use it all against you, to stay long enough to get all of the information that they want, but just enough to get what you need, if that makes sense.
It does. If you share something with me and you're saying, I want this to go to my grave, or I want this to stay between us, it's not my business to go and tell somebody else what you share. I have so many people secrets right now that I could destroy them, and we don't even talk anymore. And I sit back and I watch them like, yo, you was just talking about them. And now you up in their face. And I had to say to you, why are you bringing it to me? Take it to them. But now you buddy buddy with them. I don't know. I call that a garbage can. I'm just not nobody's garbage can. I'm just not. But that's the facts of life. You remember that show?
I
You
do
take the good,
remember.
you take the bad.
I do remember. So, loyalty. Loyalty. I have offered it to more people than not. And I know that, everybody got this saying, hurt people, hurt people.
Mm-mm.
I don't agree with you. I agree that there are some who might do that, but there's a few of us that's still hanging around that's trying our hardest not to hurt people the way that we got hurt. Um, and sometimes it causes confusion with those who love us because they can't understand why, we knew that this person, uh, yeah, you did, hey, bro.
Hey, chick.
You know, our as we were talking about our children, they see a lot of people hurt us for the ministry's sake. They see a lot of people hurt us, and when we go home, our kids are like, "Why you let this person do this?" And why I don't know why you're not saying nothing. And for me, because my children knew I was a fighter, so it wasn't easy for them to understand why I knew what certain people were doing and was still, "How you doing?" Or I could still be in a church service, or they could still come and have a conversation, and I would act like nothing had happened. And I just you know, um, believe in not really doing what other people do. I want to show you how it's supposed to be done, because I'm not going to tell your secret just because me and you are not speaking at the moment, because we're not speaking for the moment. And then the next hour, me and you buddy buddy again, and you got people over here on the sideline that was just feeding your anger or feeding, the argument. And now they looking at you like, but you was just
Right, and it's sad because it's like you'd be like, "Oh, I could destroy you right now with what I know,
so
but
much
I'm
I
not
know.
going to do it because of my loyalty." But what happens when you have children that ain't even loyal? You think that your children should be loyal, and then
you find out they the ones starting the
that they
information,
the
right?
ones that's sharing the information with other sources, and you
Oh
be
my
like,
savior.
"But you supposed to have me when don't nobody else have me." So it makes you put up that guard that nobody can break. Because if my own children ain't loyal, something I pushed out of me, I birthed you like real labor pains, and
no, real labor pains, really?
you gonna do this to me? So it's like, where does why are people not loyal anymore? That's why I asked, could we talk about it? Because it's a real like pain in my side. Like,
it's your thorn in the
it's my thorn, because I want to know, like, why are we not loyal anymore? Like, why are we falling out with one another? And you telling, when you was there with me too, we was doing the same thing together. So now you mad at me. You want to blow me up because we ain't together no more. What?
And isn't that crazy that the people that they're telling this to don't even stop to think, hey, if they got this much information,
where was you?
They must have been, somewhere in close proximity. So you were a part of the situation, but now because I've decided to go another way, you want to go and make it seem like I was doing all of this stuff and you were covering me. You were covering me, yeah, with money because you was with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't really. I just really don't believe that all hurt people hurt people. I have been hurt by many, um, and we say church hurt, but it depends on how you're looking at church hurt, because it's not um, the building, it's the people inside. It's some folks that were there. Hey, there's some people that hurt you, but I just believe that, like I said, my mother said I'm loyal to a fault. Well, she used to. She's not with us anymore. But she would say, girl, I don't understand. And I'm carrying people's secrets with me to the grave, and you all down the street. Not even across the way. You down the street talking about me and pointing things and causing people to look at me in a negative light just so that it stays off of you because you were with me.
Right. But you ever walk in the room and everybody get quiet?
And they don't even like,
was I
have you not figured out since third grade that mean they talking about you?
Why we quiet? Because I walked in the room.
As soon as
That
you
means
shut
you was discussing me.
down,
Like, no, I wasn't talking about you. So why y'all got quiet
like,
when I walked in
carry
the room?
on,
Keep on with
carry
your
on,
conversation. That same
because
energy. But
yeah,
it's really painful to know that people really are not loyal anymore. Like it's like loyalty is a curse word. Like loyalty is like you cursing somebody out because people are just not loyal. And no matter, and I try not to talk about my ex, my ex relationship, but so much. But people are still questioning me, asking me what happened. You believe what you heard he said, and I'm gonna stick to my story because I just don't feel like because we're not together, and I've been called stupid, I've been called dumb,
likewise.
and I'm sure you have too. But what gain?
I'm still
What
not
is
going to
it
talk
going
about
to
them.
gain? What will it gain me to talk about what happened in my past marriage with you? What is it gonna gain us? Some things we haven't even discussed with our mates for that purpose. Like I'm not getting ready to discuss with you how he was in bed, like the movie we watched tonight. Like why are you asking me that? Why do you want to know that for? Like
Why are
some
you trying
stuff
to get
is
your
just
feelings hurt, yo? I'm
like
just saying.
just stay in your lane, be loyal, and mind your business. That's how I feel. If you stay loyal, then you ain't got to worry about it. So just because we're not friends no more don't mean we gotta break bad blood. Let's leave.
There are people that I wouldn't say that we're not friends anymore because we haven't had a falling out or anything. Time just caused it
To go
to
apart.
be, like this. When we see each other, it's still much love. But people used to laugh at me because I said there's a difference between a best friend and a bestie.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And so,
Help the people understand tonight.
I used to tell my kids, stop calling everybody your friend. That is one title that is truly earned. You don't just give it
And
to
you don't get it
somebody.
in a month time.
Friendships are formed
Yes.
through some tough times. How does this have to deal with loving the me I see? Because there are so many people that feel betrayed, and it causes them to do stuff to themselves. You got people that secretly cutting themselves because they are saying that they can't keep a friend or they can't find nobody to trust them.
Hey, brother.
Yes, a time comes for separation. You got to know who it is. Some people are for the season and some people are for a lifetime. And you got to treasure the ones that you feel are there for a lifetime because, you got to go through some stuff. You got to weather the storms and still be able to bounce back.
Bishop, that's what we was just saying before you came on. So even though there's separation, does that mean we ain't loyal no more because we went our separate ways?
Or are you talking about the ones it's time to cut off? Because that's a separation too. I have someone that I called my best friend from high school. Hadn't talked to her in years. And when she came back around, she reached out to try to find out where I was. And it was like we never, you know, separated. Space did not cause that friendship to diminish. It actually brought us closer together. But I've never called anyone other than you bestie. I believe that, and I've only had two best friends that I can think of that I actually said out loud. There were those that I considered a friend that probably don't know to this day because I just didn't use the term. I just really feel like when you give somebody that title, friend, bestie, it means something. It separates from all the rest. I have acquaintances. I have people I've come to know. I have associates. I have comrades. I have confidants. But not everybody is my bestie and will never be able to amount to
She
that.
Will never have another one, y'all.
I just
one bestie.
Have not found anyone, and this is why I say be careful who you give this type of title to because it means something. I had to tell my niece, stop calling everybody your friend. That's why you keep getting devastated. Stop calling everybody your friend as soon as you meet them. Like,
that.
no, learn, study them, observe, watch what happens when this happens and that happens. And, you know, I can honestly say, you know, where we are today happened through trial and error, arguments, disagreements, tests to see if you're really going to be a friend, you know, things like that. But people who um, are committed to you, even when you're wrong, even when you are wrong. So what do I mean when I say that? So if I were brought into a conversation or a discussion that was about you, and you were the one who was wrong, you know, I'm still going to defend you in that conversation. But when we get together, I'm gonna let you know you was wrong.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't just publicly always say, nope, you wrong. Nope, you wrong. Because everybody know, well, those who say they know me and really know that I'm on the side of what's right. It doesn't matter who you are. I'm on the side of what's right, and I would want you to do the same for me. Don't just let me think that I'm doing right and I'm wrong. You know, like, let me know I'm on the side of what's right at the end of the day. And that's why a lot of people don't come to me. I'm on the side of what's right. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to listen. I'm going to actively listen. And then I'm going to tell you how I feel about it. But I would never allow somebody to just, you know, dog you. I'm not going to sit there and watch you go back and forth. I will end the conversation for you. You know what? What we're going to do is we're going to stop. We're going to stop right here because this is not going anywhere. And you got to agree to disagree. Then when me and you start walking back, I'm like, you know, you was wrong, right?
Right. Now that's the difference though, because you would, and vice versa. I would never embarrass you in front of nobody else. I know you was wrong. Okay, you was wrong. We can agree to that. But I'm not going to make you cry in front of somebody else. So I'm going to pull you to the side and be like, you was dead wrong for that. You knew you shouldn't have did that, or you could have handled that better. But we're going to take it home. We ain't going to talk about it outside. That's something I learned.
Because people waiting.
Even in a marriage, when you are in a marriage or in a relationship
Stop doing
with someone,
everything public.
You cannot let everybody see y'all have a disagreement, because some people are waiting for you to fall. So you wait until you get home and you be like, babe, now you know you was dead wrong, or bestie, you know you was dead wrong, or whatever the case is. You wait until you get home. My food trying to come back up, and not discuss that in the public, because everybody don't need to see that your downfalls, or everybody don't need to see that I know how to come in between them, or I know what to say to get them, because people are going to start doing stuff just because they know. So once you get home, or once you get in your car, and I had to learn that, because I was
oh my God,
I had to learn that, because wherever you come for me at, that's where we're gonna finish this discussion right in front of.
I had to teach her some things. I had to teach her some things because that was me. You know, I in my younger years, that was me. I'm not waiting until we get home. I'm getting ready to snatch you right out this church service, and we get ready to go deal with this. But thank God for deliverance. But at times you can yet love them, but not that close. Then some you have to cut off, and you are so right. That's what we were talking about the other weekend. I was like, people mistake forgiveness to mean that I got to take you back right where you are. That's not what you have to do. I can forgive you and still not allow you to occupy that space anymore. So we might be able to go to the mall together, but you ain't coming to sit at my kitchen table. That's not where we are anymore. You showed me who you are, and I'm going to believe it, and I'm going to love you with the love of the Lord, and I'm going to forgive you because the Bible requires us to do so if we at all think we're going to make it to heaven. And so I must forgive you, but I do not have to let you come on back in my heart and reside where you twisted me up at. We're not doing that. I learned my lesson, and this is what we need to learn from any failure in any relationship, whether it be friendship, engagements, whatever relationship you had, even in marriage. I was married for 10 years and I still love marriage, but I learned the lesson. I learned the lesson from why the marriage failed, and I am using it to move forward. I also use it to advise those who I counsel, because I've been there and done that. I might not be married now, but I had a good 10 years and I learned a lot in them 10 years. And what I don't want you to do is go down the same path. I want to keep you away from what caused minds to fail. And I would never If I had to talk to my younger self now, things just would have been done differently, because I would have had somebody talking to me the way I'm talking to other people. Somebody that was there to help you. You're supposed to learn from your mistakes, because this is why we say people who get attached. Why do you leave from one toxic relationship to the other? Because that's what you
attract.
And the church said, amen.
But yeah,
my love for you can exceed my inred for you. What is inred? I don't mind saying I don't know. My love for you can exceed my in, unless he try not to say what he wanted to say. Oh, thank you. My love for you can exceed my need for you.
Oh.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Reverend LaShawn. Thank you. Yes, it can. Let's go back to you before we. Not so I forgive you, but that close is not there. That's right. I really have learned that I can. I had to learn that, because I thought that meant if you saying you forgive somebody, you're supposed to just let them right back now. No. I had to learn that lesson, because it caused me to be sick. It caused me to start feeling abandoned, because you keep getting dropped and then you come back and pick it up. And because you want a friend, you allow it to keep happening. They put you on the box in a corner until they need you again. Then when they need you to do what's next and whatever is going on, then they bring you back off the shelf. And you're so glad to be a part of something, you just come jump on off the shelf and go do what you got to do, and then waiting for your time to go back on. No, them days is over, and I'm not going to watch anybody else go through that. Loyalty it'll make you do some crazy things, and then you got to make sure that you're not mixing up loyalty with obligation. That part you want to make sure that loyalty is not confused with obligation. There are some people that know that their season is up with you, and because you've done so much for them, whatever it was you did, it was a lot. Now they feel obligated. They want to walk away, but they stay because they feel obligated. That is such a miserable life. And it also causes it to be filtered out into the other people who legitimately are trying to be there for you. And I had to learn that, sir, to protect my heart. Now that I've been sick and in the hospital behind folk, I had to learn that if it was going to do that much harm to you, it's just easier to let it go. It sounds easy, but it's not. But for your own sake is what they mean. It's just easier. It's best for you if you let all the toxicity out. You might have been involved with a toxic relationship so long that it ain't toxic to you. It's just life. Anything outside of that looks crazy to you because you're around all this toxicity. And so when people are trying to show you that there's another way, you tend to push them away because what are you talking about? That's not what I'm used to. And so it takes a while for you to be able to help them understand that you're trying to, and it hurts when somebody's been, when somebody, I don't know why that pops up a lot. Let me get it out. I don't know. Usually, there you go. It took a long time for me to accept the fact that certain people were tolerating me because of who I was connected to at the time. They knew that I meant a lot to this particular individual. And so I was tolerated, and it took a minute for me to figure it out. And I just wanted to be included. I just wanted to be a part of something. So there was a lot of harm. And we talked about that one session, Addicted to Pain. I just, even though my feelings ended up being hurt most of the time, I kept going back because I just wanted to be a part of something. I just wanted to be accepted, because it was just difficult. There were things going on, and I just wanted to be a part. And if it meant that I had to do this, then that's what I was going to do. And so now when you look at your older self, and if you had a conversation with your younger self, you'd be like, child, please. Like it's their loss. You don't ever want somebody to make you feel like you just need them. You can't live without them. And in essence, that's what I was doing. And so coming to that reality, and eventually uh, receiving freedom from it all. You just want to free everybody. You just want, like, how come you don't get this? And I have to realize that it took me time, to become free, because what I thought was loyalty,
Do you feel that loyalty should be equal in a friendship or
it better
relationship?
be. If it's not equal, then it's off.
Mm-hmm.
We ought to be balancing each other off. You know, I mean, of course, some folks can do a little more than others, and so that could cause problems too, because you always feel like you're less than. So we have to be careful. I've learned to pay attention to people's motives, because the motives may be different from the actions. In the name of our God,
Absolutely.
in the name of our God, you know, I just thank God for life, and not just for my physical, because so many things have happened in the last couple of months that you would have thought I wouldn't be here sitting today. Um, but I just thank God for life, because it has taught me. I finally can say that I've learned lessons from. When you go back and look at it, you can learn the lesson from that go through, because I don't want to experience it again. And so the best way not to experience it again is to learn the lesson in the failure, whatever type of failure it was. Boyfriend, girlfriend, sister, friend, mother, daughter, father, son, whatever it was, to learn the lesson from why it didn't work, or just why it wouldn't come together, is the best thing that could ever happen to you, because it helps you to move forward without hurt feelings. It without feeling shoved. Yeah, shoved. There's a lot of things that go on when people start talking about loyalty. Not everybody knows how. Some people have never had it, so it's hard for them to give it. They're giving you what they know. This is what people have always done, and they were supposed to be loyal to me. So why is it got to be different when it comes to you? And I just want you to know I ain't them. So if that's what you call loyalty, then we can stop this now. That's where I am in my life right now. I don't have time. I don't have time for the nonsense. I don't. And so I ask the questions I need to know up front, because I want to know where you're coming from, and you have an opportunity to be honest with me, so I can make an informed decision about whether I want to even attempt to go down this road with you, because there are some people who, man, they're trying to get close for all the wrong reasons. When you get hurt, please heal before you move on to relationship, our friendship. For real. For
I
real.
learned that the hard way. And I damaged my poor bestie along the way because I had been hurt in so many friendships and so many people that I was more loyal to them than they were to me. I was always the one doing, giving, going. And I was burnt out and I couldn't trust nobody. And then when everybody got everything they wanted, they up and they walked away. So I would try her to stay. I would do certain things just to see if she was going to leave, or if she was like them, or to see if she would treat me the same way, or I would respond a certain way. And once she showed me that I wasn't healed, I had to apologize like 50 million times, because she said to me, I'm not going nowhere. When you get done, I'm going to be right here when you finish. And I was like, well, what you staying for? So when you're not healed, that's a very true statement. It can cause damage to other people along the way.
Hey, Bishop
When you're not
Douglas
healed. So it's
Woodall.
very important that you are healed before you get into any type of relationship, any type of marriage, because of a relationship, it takes more time to work out what you should have got together before you got into it, when you could have just took time to heal and got yourself together and then move forward. So healing is very important in any aspect: relationship, marriage, ministry, all across the board. Being healed is very important,
Be thou
because if
made
you're not
whole.
healed, you're going to damage what God sent, or what's connected to you, because you're so damaged.
And a lot of people don't understand that the counterfeit shows up before the real thing anyway.
Absolutely.
And so when somebody is not used to love in its pureness, you know, they would kind of like shun it, because they're not
You're
used
not
to
used
what real
to it.
love looks like. and
Yeah.
and so you must be the one that have an ulterior motive, because the love that I know don't look like that. So why you
Right.
acting like that? Then they waiting for, when is the floor gonna fall from beneath me? Because yeah, that was you. That, when is the floor gonna fall from beneath me?
What
Like,
did you
okay,
have?
this got to be, because that's what you just admitted, that you took me through the ringer. I just believe that you should be the friend to someone that you want to be to you. So however I expect you to be towards me is what you're gonna get. And so you weren't used to that, and I'm not used to giving up. And when I know, hey Melissa, it was good seeing you. I knew that you were damaged. I knew that you were hurt. And so yeah, I suffered a lot of blows, you know, um, in the lifespan of our friendship. And likewise, eventually, so did you. And here we are 15 years later, still here.
And
Evidently,
people still
and
trying to
people
try
still
you.
trying to
Like,
come
get
between
out of
us.
here.
And you're not going to get that, because we made a pact in the very beginning that nobody would be able to break us up unless we allow it. And so you got to know that when somebody, we talk about loyalty now, you got to know that when somebody come to you and say, the person who you loyal to, they come and talk to you, talk about the person you're loyal to. When they come to you, you're supposed to know them well enough to know whether those are their words.
Huh? Come on. You ain't gotta
So
come back and ask me, did I say it?
yeah,
Because you know it ain't something I would say. I'm guilty as charged as that too. Well, Apostle said such and such and such, and I'll come back and be like,
surely I
did
did.
you say?
Yep,
Cause
that's me.
and you gotta know. So now I don't give anybody an opportunity. I used to have blackouts, y'all. I had it real bad. God has delivered me. I'm setting
Has he?
myself free on
Has
this loving
he?
to me I see.
Has he
Because if
really?
you say her name, I'm blacking because so many people have tried to taint what God has done. So I would black out, and then they'd be like, dang, I was just asking about her. You said her name. That's all I needed. So that's what loyalty does, though. When you're loyal to a person, I don't care, even down to my husband, my children, I don't care who it is. You cannot bring me nothing about them, and I'm going to just sit and listen and watch you. I have been loyal to a lot of people that have left me and are still not loyal. And some of their secrets will go to the grave. You will never know what happened in that friendship or relationship because I will never share it with you. That's just how loyal I am. It'll go to my grave, and I get hurt a lot because I keep everybody else stuff, and
And
then you
nobody keep yours.
exposing me to other people when you were supposed to cover me. That's a word.
Hmm?
You were supposed to cover me, and you exposed me.
So
So you
people
wasn't a
know.
covering, you was a lid.
People know.
Somebody said that before.
That they'll start off by, okay, I'm not trying to be funny, but I just needed to say something about Apostle. Well, let's go over to her together so we can hear it at the same time. Because when people see that they can do it once, they'll do it twice. And if they'll do it twice, they'll keep going until it's too much.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, um, you know, when we come back and talk, and it's not always good. Every relationship has its ups and downs. You just have to determine whether the good really outweighs the bad. And like she said, she put me through the ringer, and having you know been there and done that, I just wanted to show somebody that I'm willing to do for you what I'm waiting for somebody to do for me, because that was my prayer to God before I met her. It was like, God, send me somebody that is as loyal and loving as I am. Send me somebody that's gonna, go hard for me the way I go hard for them. You know, I'm tired of being on empty. I'm tired. I give When you look around and everything that was in that circle and everybody's pulling and you just giving because you like to see people happy, you like to give, you are a giver, and then you are at empty, and those same people that helped you become empty now never have enough to make you have any sense. And so I had to really sincerely ask God, for that. So there was only one other person in my life, and she knows who he is. Um, and she found it to be true, naturally loving, naturally there for me, accepting everything in my life, and was a friend, you know. Um, and so I never thought that, I would have any friendship, any type of loyalty better than what he had already given. And I tell her quite often, I just never thought that it was possible because I know that I'm always loving on somebody.
And
I
females are
just want
shady.
somebody to love on me, and I ain't got to
Females
be
are
gay
shady.
because I'm loving
Right.
on you or because I got your back, or it's just so much. Back in our days, it didn't mean nothing to see two girls walking down the street holding hands as best friends. We wore each other's clothes. We
Each
both
other
was wearing
sneakers. We
mismatch and
wore the
all this
same
crazy stuff.
colors.
But now, the idea is just so warped, and not in the streets, in the church, and so I'll keep on saying it. I can't wait till the church comes back to the church. The church used to be the place where you went for your healing, to be made whole, not just to be healed, but to be made whole. And because, we don't do that as often, that's where it's still loyalty. What does that have to do with loyalty? Everything. Because when you're trusting yourself, whether it be to the church, whether it be to a person, you're expecting a certain type of um, return. It's like having a return on your investment. I'm putting all this time in, and then after all of that, you're gonna walk away from me and give the benefits to somebody else. That's devastating. And if you have that happen long enough, it starts to mess with your psyche, and you get withdrawn. So now, in that you're starting to be withdrawn, you start feeling lonely. Now that you're starting to feel lonely, now you're getting depressed, and now after depressed, you start having suicidal thoughts. All of it still comes back to learning how to love yourself. This is what we want to get you up out of. You don't have to die just because somebody decided they no longer want to be friends. First of all, were they ever? Or was that just an associate, or was that just a church member? Everybody that's in your church is not your friend, boo. They just not. We don't get along like that. We don't even get down like that. No. And so um, you have to be able to see things as they are. But if you're a extremely sensitive person, it's just hard.
Like me.
It's just hard. Yeah,
You had
because
a lot of comments there.
because this was the last.
No, Melissa said something.
I said it was good seeing you. She said good seeing y'all too.
No, all of them down there.
I'm up here.
Oh. Does that say Melissa? I can't even
Melissa
see.
McRoy.
Oh.
I said it was good seeing you. She said it was good seeing y'all too. That's it. Come, let's go and say it in front of them. I'm telling you, a lot of people, that's why some people don't say stuff to me now, because that's what I do. You're never going to, I'm tired
Actually,
of
what she do,
confusion.
y'all, is she tell everybody, let's meet up here, and we think we coming together to have brunch or something. And she be like, now, what did you have to say about so and so and so? And they choking on a juice because they didn't know that that's what she was getting ready to do. That's what she do, y'all. That's her.
I bet you we all get it out. I'm not a garbage can. Don't do that to me. Now, I can listen to you vent and stuff, but when it gets to the point where you starting to tear the person down, we're not going to do that because I wouldn't want that to happen to me. It was hard for me when I was getting hurt than trying to recover from the other hurt. It's hard to recover. And it is when you're constantly being hurt, especially if you're constantly being hurt by the same person. And that's what happens when you forgive somebody and then you let them come right back into where they was, and then they show you they don't deserve it, and then you forgive them and then they come right. No. You're not, no. No. My heart just can't take it. So what we're gonna do is leave you at the rib cage. Hmm? We're gonna leave you at the rib cage. You're not gonna be able to do that. We're not going down that street no more. We got you, Melissa. We understand the typos. We understand. We get it. You know, it's even harder to put down the cover. Some people would make you feel like nothing nowadays. People do if you allow them, and that's a place that I had to grow from. That people will hurt you, keep on, constantly hurt you.
I
But
had to
that's if you
learn that.
allow them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you had to learn that. Apostle used to tell me that you give people too much power. And when you give people, it was bad for me. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. I had it bad because I'm telling y'all, I was messed up when I met Apostle because I was trying to please people and Queen was dying. So you can't give people, and I tell this to my daughter as well, never give somebody that much power that you lose and sleep over them and they home sleep and you up crying because your feelings is hurt. That's just too much power. And when it takes time, it doesn't happen overnight. It's a work in progress. But when you learn how not to hold people so close, but the ones that's necessary, you won't get hurt as quickly. Because if you like me, I take everybody in. I hold everybody close. Things was being done to me. It was in front of my face. And Apostle was like, what's the matter? I'm showing you in black and white. And I'm still like, nah, this can't be. It's no, it's impossible. This. So what do you want me to do? You want me to take it off and slap you in your face with it? So I understand, and you cannot hold people that close because then you start making people idols, and God is a jealous God, and He doesn't want you to have any idols before Him.
And when people, I let's go to the Bible. The lady that was, uh, telling everybody their life, and the people got mad because Paul and them called the spirit out. They was mad because she was the way they was making their money. I consider in the beginnings of our friendship, when I was really defending you and standing up for you, and people would say, "Oh, you ain't got no voice. Why you always letting her speak for you?" And it was because I saw that they was taking advantage of you, and I wasn't going to stand there and watch it happen. And I didn't mind saying it.
Was on it tonight, brother. You was on it.
People are like, "Oh, that must be your dude," because she always did. No, I just believe that's what they were saying. Because I would defend you, I would cover you, I would tell you when they didn't mean you no good, especially when they were trying to date you. Nah, they ain't after you, they after your butt. That's it. That's it. Some people get attracted to your anointing and not you. And so
a
all
lot
of that
was attracted to my anointing because I could prophesy. Now you want to be
now
with
you
me,
want
and I'm foolish because I was. That's another thing, young ladies. Loyalty. Don't be so desperate. These men, they get attracted to you, you anointed, to your anointed, and then they want to get with you, and they do not mean what they say. I had to learn that too. We have a lot of arguments about that too.
by
I was
loyalty, because
like,
I was loyal to her.
You don't want me to be with nobody. You want me to be by myself and blah blah blah. And 15 years later,
it was the truth.
It was the truth.
It was the truth.
When you're looking for love, you blind.
Stop looking. Stop. It's it. Yaz Bradley. You both have always been full of wisdom. Blessings on blessings.
Blessings.
Thank you so much.
Apostle Overeat's church.
Thank you so much. To God be the glory, because it's definitely all Him. This whole loving in me I see is all God, because, I just didn't think that a lot of people would want to hear what we have to say. We've been holding people's secrets from as long as the age 13. Those older than me would still come and share things with me. And I saw so much of that in my niece. Like, older people always coming and talking to you, and now they loading you down, with their stuff, and you can't get it together because you're more concerned about them and consumed in their stuff. But loyalty will cause you to do things that you may not want to do. Like we said just a few minutes ago about, if she's wrong, I'm not going to just stand in front of you and have her standing in front of somebody else and say, well, you just wrong. I don't even know why I'm not going to do that to her, because I know that's going to devastate her. One, because it's me saying it. And then two, because I said it in front of people. But loyalty means telling individuals what they don't want to hear. Oftentimes she said things to me and I was like, what? That's not true. And she'd be like, yeah, but Overseer Armour tells us all the time, one man's perception is another man's reality. And so you have to realize that even though you did, some things are done and you say, well, you hurt me when you did that. That person did not think that that's what it was. They didn't think nothing of it. And you over here dying and they going on. And yeah, it was just so much. Loyalty says, get up. Loyalty allows you to have a moment, but that's it. We're not going to have no pity party. We're not going to sit over here and die over somebody else's nonsense. That's not what we're going to do. If we're going to leave here, it's going to be because it was something that we did, you know. Like a overseer DeBose is saying, you got to forgive and then move on. Again, we don't have to talk on the phone every day like we used to. We ain't got to send postcards in the mail. We ain't got to do nothing but see each other in church. God bless you. And I really mean it. God bless you, but we're not going out to dinner, and we just not going to find ourselves in that place again, because what we learned the lesson. Some people, it takes more than once for it to happen for you to learn the lesson, but I've always been a quick learner, and I learned basically by hands on. And so once I see that this is what's happening and it's starting to repeat itself, now I have to look at me, because why do I feel like I need that individual? Why do I feel like I have to be a part of that? What is it? What do I feel I'm lacking that I would allow someone to make me feel like that over and over and over again?
Now I was thinking while you was talking.
Mm-hmm.
Now this is going to sound crazy, but it's a true reality. Sometimes people feel like if you're loyal to a person, it's going to cause you not to have friends. You know what I mean?
It could be.
Like, because I'm loyal to you, but I really want to have friends, and I know that being loyal to you is going to cause me not to have any friends. So I'm not going to be loyal to the one that I know at the end of the day got me because I want to have friends. That's sickening to me.
It's a reality though.
So I'm gonna dish you because I want to be friends with these popular people over here when you've been there for me all of this time, but the popular people haven't. Like, you dumb or stupid.
I would be feeling some kind of way. But again, we also know, and we've had this conversation, you have associates that I don't necessarily care for, and I have some that you don't necessarily care for.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact of the matter is we don't let it affect our friendship, and we know, and if we're going somewhere, I'm like, okay, I'm letting you know ahead of time, so and so might be here. So it's not no surprise. It don't look like, I knew they was
switch up.
Yeah, oh my God. Just, just so used to people running out of her life that she just never thought that somebody could be her friend and remain her friend even while they're with their other friends or associates.
I just knew that she was going to switch up on me. I was like, we're going to get here and she going to act different with me because I'm the new kid on the block and she been friends with blase for all these years, and she didn't switch up.
It's not who I am.
She didn't switch up, y'all.
It's not who I am. We must learn that I come first in loving me for who I am. Facts. And this is what we want to always be able to say when we're dealing with loving the me I see. When it loving me for who I am, flaws and all, being able to really look at yourself. You don't smell good all the time. You got some stinking ways. You said or did. Yes, I did. I'm guilty of it. So let's just acknowledge it because that's part of who I am. But I love me no matter what. Those we talked a couple of weeks about the guilt, of being molested, and going through it for so many years and not doing nothing about it. And so the guilt of how come I didn't, tell, or how come I let it happen this long, all of that stuff. You got to learn how to love you and forgive you. The best thing you could do for yourself is forgive you. God forgives. And so you have to learn how to forgive yourself, because if God forgives you and you still don't forgive you, you still put up with a lot of unnecessary stuff. And you loyal to me, I'm loyal to you. That's point blank. There's no, well, what if? No. They've proven over and over again that they got my back. I'm not going to use the first chance I get and then let it not be the same.
And
I'm just not going to do that.
It took me so long when I was being molested, because that's what they used to say to me, like, your loyalty is with me. And if you tell such and such, this is going to happen, and I'm going to get the feds to come back and get you, and you're not going to survive. So because of that, even with that, being hurt, being abused, I was so loyal till I dealt with it and I didn't say it to anybody. So that's why I'm saying you could be so loyal. You could be loyal to a default
Fault.
and to a fault, and it hurting you because you're so loyal, and then that person is not reciprocating the same loyalty back to you. That's not fair in any area of your life.
And your thoughts of me don't matter. What matters to me is whom God has called me to be. I'm taking his statement line by line. Your thoughts of me don't matter. What matters to me is whom God has called me to be.
It took me a long
Now,
time.
I was
to
getting
get
ready to
there.
say it took me a long time,
Long
overseer,
time.
to be able to make that statement and stand on it, because for years it was your thoughts of me that mattered. Um, I was always, like I said, over and over again, I was trying to be um, validated. I wanted to be included. I wanted to be a part of, but because of who I was to my leader, a lot of people didn't want me around them because they said I was going to come back and tell my leader. And I did, but I told them I was going to do it. I didn't tell on them and not tell on myself. I was known for telling on my own self. Um, so if you happen to have been with me, yeah, you're going with me. So I just spent a lot of years trying to be a people pleaser. And it got me nowhere because I always kept up to my part of the bargain, but they never did. And because I just wanted to be loved or included, even though they didn't do it the first time, there was a second and there was a third and there was a fourth, because I just was excited anytime I got to be a part of. So when I finally received my freedom, and it was so liberating, but when I finally received my freedom, that was when I was able to say, your thoughts of me don't matter, but more so than what God thinks of me. And I was well over 30, sir. I was still trying to please people in my 20s. I was doing what other people said rather than what I wanted to do. Because when I look back, I just wouldn't have done it. If it wasn't for this particular individual, I wouldn't have done that. If it wasn't for this particular individual, I wouldn't have even said that. But because they were challenging me to be able to say it and prove, my loyalty, it took a long time for me to get that freedom. So I'm grateful. And yes, I am finally there. Your thoughts of me don't matter as much as what God thinks of me, because he's whom I am pleasing. I'm living to please God. I'm living to live again. I'm all of those, whatever you want to say. If it means getting to heaven, that's where I'm trying to go. And so it just doesn't matter to me as much. Does it hurt sometimes? Yeah. Depending on the individual, yes, I would be lying if I said it didn't. It does hurt, but I don't let it kill me. I don't let it take me back into the grave. I acknowledge that it hurt me and I move on. That's why I got therapy. It hurt and I move on. You did that and you know why you did it. And so you stay over there with those feelings. I just don't apologize just because you know you should, because then you don't mean it. Apologize because it really should be done. So yeah, I agree, overseer, wholehearted. So therefore I live my life. I live for my life, not your life that you have for me. Finally, I can say that. I just really couldn't always say that. I just couldn't always say that. And people need to know that, it's all right if you're not there yet. That's why we're here to pray you through, to walk you through, to let you know that you're not in this alone and that you're not the first person to go through this. A lot of times the conversations that we have on here is so enlightening and it's so liberating because people, see that other people are going through what they're facing and that they really are not in this alone. And we just need to let them know that we are so saved that we just are dumb to the fact. Like, you are trying to make people think you're living this perfect life, and that's why they can't come or won't come to church, because they can't measure up to the perfection that you are perpetrating. When the fact of the matter is, if they had to go through the first week of your closet, you understand? Like, I don't think that it's cool that we want to know everybody else's business but fail to give our own. You need to give that testimony to somebody so that they know, been there and done that. This is not the days when we were coming up where we just listened to whatever the adults said and that was it. That was it. No, we're living in a stage now where they're saying, well, have you ever been through that? And when you say no, they be like, well, how you giving me advice? Like, how do you know? Like, if you never been there, how do you even know what I'm feeling right now? And so we have a generation right now that requires more than because I said so, or more than because the word says so. They want to know you've been there and done that, and what it looks like when you come out of it. How long did it take you to get out of it? Did it just happen? For some people, it does happen right away. And then for others, as long as it took them to get involved in what they were in, is as long as it take for them to get out. So it depends on the person. And so loyalty is, even though you might have done some stinking stuff, that's not going to change my loyalty towards you. That was then, this is now. We're prayerful that that is not still happening now, but I'm not going to change who I am towards you because I found out who you really were back in the day. That's why it's called back in the day. It's not today. That's not who I'm talking to now. I'm looking at the results of that. And so people need to really get a whole life. I tell people, go get your life, go do something. Like, I'm overdone with these people who want to make it seem, acting like they just ain't never. And I just want, you're a liar. And my bestie say I say that too freely, but I don't have no problem calling you a liar. I don't. Ask my children, ask anybody. I do not have a problem with calling you a liar. If you're a liar, you're a liar. If what you're not saying is not the truth, then you're lying.
And hell has a big place just
enlarging itself. We ain't doing no storytelling no more. You're lying. So, let's just be real. Risk losing somebody. What do I mean when I say risk losing somebody? If the person who you call friend is doing something that is not cool, and you're speaking to them about it, causes them to get upset and walk away, then, because loyalty says, I have to tell you. So tell me so nobody else don't have to tell me. Don't wait till I get out there and let me get embarrassed. You tell me. I could take it from you because at least I know it's coming from a place of love. Don't let me get out there and wait till somebody else say it and then say, oh yeah, I could have told you that. The words that would have been, don't do that to me, because that's not, we say that to each other. Wait, you're not going to brush that down, or wait, your slip hanging, or wait, where is your slip? Like, so there's certain things that we don't allow each other to leave the house looking like. I don't care what day of the week it is. So loyalty causes you to do some things that will not make you popular. Loyalty is not a popular place to be.
Can you pause and show our cups?
Our cups? So, yeah, because it's just about time for us to be winding down, I'm going to show you guys some of the things we showed on our live earlier. All of these cups are made by my bestie, and these are the ones that we have, the affirmation mugs that we're starting to do again. We did them for a while and they sold out, but now we are fresh on the market again. I believe in myself. I learn from my mistakes. I trust my intuition. I detach myself from things I cannot control. I align myself to feel my emotions. I deserve to have what I want. Good things take time. I am always enough. That's what's on this mug. And on this one, it says, self-love matters. I can and I will. You are enough. Positive thoughts. She is extraordinary, creative, intelligent, confident, kind, important, magical, amazing. I am she and she is me. Woohoo! I like this one. This one says 97. I'm 97% sure that you don't like me, but I'm 100% sure that I don't care. That's a good one. Given to the right person. You got the butterfly cup. All of these were made by my bestie today. All of these. As we're trying to put our Valentine's Day baskets together. She did some awesome work today on these mugs. She even has one where you get your name on it. She has other kinds where you can get your face put on them too. But yes, tonight was about loyalty. Um, did I show? All of the mugs are $7, guys. I'm so sorry. I don't know if any of you saw my live from last week with our erotica baskets for Valentine's Day. We have the KY oil gels for men and female. We have the basket with the pink handcuffs in it. We have the basket with the dice in it where you roll it and whatever shows up is what your mate has to do. And this is for married couples only. Be not mocked or be not fooled because we're not selling them to single people. We're just not.
So no, Melissa, you can't have one.
Each basket has a candle, a teddy bear, some chocolates. Yeah, they're $60 because these things cost a lot. And then we have the box that's $40 that has the edible paint. Yeah, edible paint. And so those are our boxes and baskets that we have thus far for couples for Valentine's Day. We do have the small tin can that has hearts all over it with candy and a teddy bear. And we also have the long, slender satin box that has a teddy bear sitting on top of it. Those are the smallest ones. Those are $10. And they all have like candies or chocolates. The baskets, I keep on. This is the latest. Isn't this beautiful? This is absolutely beautiful. This is one of the things that I was gifted for my birthday. Minnie Mouse and me forever. Should I get married again, he is going to be so upset because he going to look to the left and Minnie going to be there. He going to look to the right and Minnie going to be there. Minnie been traveling with me for a lot of years because, and I had to realize that it came from not being able to be a child when I could be. So she just showing up for the battle now, These are $70 to be made. You get your own cartoon character, you can choose your own color flowers and all of that. So yeah, so we've been doing some lives during the day and promoting Loving the Me I See. Now we're on Loving the Me I See, promoting some of our work. Continue to support us, but those erotica baskets are $60. For those of you who like gaming headsets, I'm sure a man probably won't get this one because it's Hello Kitty, this gaming headset. We have that as well. How much were we doing the gaming headset for? $70. All right. So we are getting ready to end our discussion for tonight. As always, we want to say thank you to those of you who came on and conversated with us, especially the leaders, because you could have been doing something else, but you chose to allow us to take part of your time, and we don't take that for granted. We are so blessed that you believe in us enough. It was good to see your name, Bishop Iram, right? It was good. Overseer DeBose, thank you so much. You usually come in and out. Thank you for staying the distance with us and sharing with us. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Tanasia. Did I miss anybody that I saw? Thank you, Minister Q. Yaz Bradley, thank you. We don't want you to want anybody to think that we don't think enough for you. Bishop Woodall, thank you for joining in.
He stayed with
us for the distance. Reverend LaShawn, thank you so much. Ro, thank you. Dom, thank you. We don't take it for granted. We love you guys, and we thank you for showing us the love all the time. Thank you so much for letting us know that we actually have something to say, because you wouldn't stay this long if you didn't think so. And so we appreciate you loving on us. My bestie is going to have the last words and pray us out as usual. So thank you. Continue to lift us up in your prayers. Our business is getting ready to take off, and we are excited about what God is doing. We got a lot of church getting ready to happen within the next couple of weeks. Look on our page, follow the flyers. Come and worship with us. You will be glad you came.
Thank you again for joining us. Remember, loyalty is rare. So whoever's in your life, be loyal to them. No matter what happens, no matter what goes on, no matter what you face, remain loyal. Loyalty is hard to come by. I am an advocate of being loyal. So be loyal to whoever you are with or consistent with or whatever you're facing in your life, whether it be a church, whether it be relationship, whether it be friendship, whatever it is, remain loyal to it, because if you be true to it, it'll be true to you. Thank you for watching us tonight. Father, in Jesus' name we pray tonight that something we have said has blessed and touched someone. We thank you for those that joined us tonight. God, help us to understand the real meaning of loyalty and find ourselves in this place, God. We thank you and we give you praise. Remember our founder as always. We love you and we adore you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. We love you. See you next week. Who knows what we'll be talking about? But join us next week and join the discussion.